Welcome. This is the bird's eye view. I know there was a little absence there as we dealt with Thanksgiving and other things, but we are back and we
Hello,
are
everybody.
joined with Mr. Crow.
Yes, hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. This is, after Thanksgiving. So hopefully everyone had a good one. Thank you for your patience with us.
Man, it's almost December. That's crazy.
I know we're, what, 29 days away from Christmas now,
Jeez.
if I remember right. Yeah, 29-ish, something like that. Crazy.
Okay, speaking of Christmas, they got all the
Ah,
Steam sales and all the game sales and the Epic sales, but then
Cyber, Cyber Monday and all that. Yeah.
But then you look at the headlines, and our favorite villain of gaming, Tim Sweeney and Epic Games, says a
Epic.
storefront is still losing money after 5 years. And I say, duh.
Good.
In
Yeah, sorry about
testimony,
that.
the Epic gave says that the store is not profitable 5 years after its original launch. That's straight from Epic. Says the stated goal of Epic Store was to take on Steam, which
That was
Sweeney
their
believes
goal.
was a monopoly and one of many villains, including Apple and Google and mobile, charging 30% cut of revenue for
Yeah.
access to the storefront. All right, I say the
But,
real villain
okay.
is Epic Games.
I was going to ask you, how much of a cut is Epic taking from theirs? Do you know?
12. They're
Only take
taking
12?
12. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so maybe Epic needs to learn a little lesson here,
Well,
maybe from the bigger companies.
it's not even
Yeah.
that. It's really
Oh,
not that. Uh, it's 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 their whole approach. My honest opinion, it's their whole approach. Their whole
okay.
approach is anti-Steam this, anti-Steam that. We're gonna spend
Mm-hmm.
millions on exclusives, so you can't even
Yeah.
get it on Steam, and then that's the whole
That,
problem. It's the whole way they did it.
yeah, I could see that. It's their approach, their business model, if you will, is we feel like Steam is taking all the money and we want to. It sounds. It's saying that it sounds like they're trying to be the good guy, but it doesn't. When you go to Epic Games, they're not really being the good guy. They really
Yeah,
aren't.
well, and that's the way they
They're
kind of tried to
causing wars.
spin it. And but the
Yeah,
problem is people want to consolidate their games, and that's one
yeah,
factor. For me, I could care less. I would play games on Epic. Well, actually, I do play games on Epic. I play their free games on Epic, but I will never
yeah.
give Epic money as out of protest until they stop this BS with the
They're better than them.
exclusives, because
Yeah.
it reminds me of the console wars where you had to buy an Xbox if
Mhm.
you wanted to play one game, then you had to buy a freaking PlayStation if you wanted to play another game. It was so flippin' annoying. At one point, I owned both of them, and it just drove me nuts. And so I
Yeah,
went
if
to
you wanted to
PC.
play, yeah,
I went to PC where I didn't have to deal with that. And then all of a sudden, Epic comes along, and then they do the same thing. Like
that's what I was gonna say.
there's several games that I have not played, I did not purchase because they went to Epic first. And some of those games are on Steam now, but I just kind of lost interest or just at a protest won't buy it.
Yeah, they didn't get as good reviews at times too.
And I'm not the only
Yeah.
one. That's the whole point. I'm
Oh,
not the only one, right? There's lots of people that feel like I do. There's lots of people that just won't give Epic any freaking money because they are doing this.
I think you brought up the console wars where it was like Gears of War and Halo versus Spider-Man, and I can't even remember what Last of Us and things come to my mind to see the difference. And it seems like we, as consoles, for the most part, have kind of crossed that bridge. We're done. Like, for the most part. I know that there's still some exclusives here and there, like God of War and so forth. But what you were mentioning between Epic and Steam, brings up that console war and all the memories with it, and it was stupid. And even though you have one PC and you have two different accounts, people right now, I think the state of mind that everybody is in right now, money is tight. And I think if you got a better sell, not an exclusive, that's the wrong approach.
Yep.
I think if you had a better price, you will win more customers that way
Yep.
than if you're going to go try to cause wars.
If you were to have done like because right now they're doing 88 to 12, right? If they had done like an 85 to 12 to discount the rest of the 5% or something, right? So so the game is just $2 or $3 cheaper on Epic, right?
I mean, that adds up.
Right. So
adds
so
up.
the devs still get more than they're getting from Steam. You're still getting your cut on Epic, but the benefit is to the players with a discounted game by a few dollars. That adds up over time, and that's all they would have had to do. But
That's all you need to do.
But for me, I play games on Epic, but it's only games that they've given me for free. I have never spent a dime on Epic, and I will not until they get rid of this exclusive BS. Because that shit just pisses me off.
Yeah, it is kind of dumb. I mean, people are just going to wait for Steam anyways.
And see, in the end, but see, that's the whole thing. And in the end, the devs are still losing player count. I don't know if they're losing money because of the split, maybe not, but they're definitely losing money, or they're definitely losing the player count. Because I guarantee there's a lot of people like me that the game was on Epic, and it's on Epic for a year, and then either I just forgot about it, or the reviews weren't as good as what people are saying, or I just at a protest decided I'm not giving them my money because they went to exclusive on Epic.
I think in the long run that is going to cost them. That is the dev. They're losing money because there are people that are just like you, and you know, they're no, not going to give it to you. Like, the exclusives is stupid. It's a stupid way to go because yes, you're going to get the money quickly, but the long haul of that game, if it's not a great, fantastic, awesome game, it's not going to get replayed.
But the thing is they're not getting the money. No. That's the point. They're paying out for these exclusives to still lose money.
Yeah, they're still losing money. And it's Epic who's losing the money, not the devs.
Yeah. Well,
Epic is making.
I still think the devs are losing money in the end because all the people that aren't buying the game because it's not on Steam. Yep.
Yeah, they're losing money after that time. Yeah.
Because like I said, some of those I just won't buy. And so no matter what, you're not getting my money, so you've lost that much money. Like right now, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. If it was on Steam, I would have bought it and I would have played it. But it's not. It's an Epic exclusive.
It's an Epic exclusive.
And so probably I won't ever end up playing that game. Until maybe 5 years down the road when it's super cheap, it's like $5, maybe. But that's only probably because somebody else will be like, hey, you want to play this game? It's on sale. I'm okay. Right? But I won't, you know, because in a year or 6 months or whatever, when they're like, hey, it's releasing on Steam, I won't buy it. I won't play it.
But you're not gonna pay full price for a 6-month-old game though.
Well, see,
that's the other problem.
Yeah, I guess the other problem too. Yeah.
You know, like, because Steam's going to want their action in on it, right? Like, hey, we can now release this. It's now 6 months to a year later, whatever it may be. But they're going to want to try to get.
Yeah, but they take 30%, and so whatever you charge for the game, right? So if your game's $10 now, because it was 30 and now it's a year old and nobody's playing it, and now it's $10, Steam gets their $3 and the devs get $7.
Yeah.
But
I don't. It's horrible. People just fighting for the dead president portrait.
And there's several games that I play. Like one of them, I don't know if you remember, like a little puzzle game. It's not really a forte of mine, but they made a statement that they weren't going to do an Epic exclusive, even though they were offered it. That they wanted to just put it out so everybody could play it. It's a game called Dark. I bought the
But yeah, I
game.
remember Dark.
I bought the game, played it, thoroughly enjoyed it, recommended it to whoever, and I would probably not have bought the game except for I wanted to support the devs that wanted to support the player base.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, this guy is purposely not accepting an Epic exclusive. He's releasing it on all of them. I'm going to purchase the game. And I played it and I enjoyed it. And, you know, I would buy another game from them simply to support that developer.
Isn't that kind of how Steam, like that was, I want to say that there's something way back in the day when Steam kind of was new, or newish to the market. Wasn't there like user-based games that you could purchase? Like it was people like you and I trying to create a game and we could go publish it to Steam.
Yeah.
Kind of like
well, there's still a lot of that because you
are there
gotta think,
still okay?
You got to think that God, what was the game? There's a couple games that have like a solo person doing development.
Yeah.
So
well, you got Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, that was kind of a individual too.
Yeah, so you don't have to, and you can go ahead and publish it to Steam but see, there was a lot of like games that were only half done.
Yep.
You know, and it was like this. It was a way to scam Steam. They would come out with this early access, and then they would charge people $30, and then they would never actually finish the game. It was just half-ass game. So
yeah, I think that's a big thing that happens on Amazon now too for all their, or not yeah, Amazon. Like you can write your own novels and put things together, and yeah. I don't know. I just was remembering that. I remember, yeah, there were some developers that were independent. They were by themselves, and they used to publish their games and say, "Come check it out." And some of them were fun. Some of them were good.
Yeah.
Some people take pride in their work and have a very big interest in their hobbies, and they enjoy it.
And there's
then
still
there's
a lot of
people
those
who
indie games.
Scam it.
You know,
Yeah.
I think they call them indie games. Or something. There's still a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
those
what I
indie
was thinking
games
too.
that make like what's that one? I never played it, but it was like Dave the Diver. I guess that was like this
Oh yes, I've heard of that.
really
Dave the Diver.
pixelated Atari looking game that everybody was loved, and then now they're coming out with another
Oh jeez.
I think their name is Naquam or something like that, the developer. I can't remember, but they're coming out with a zombie loot shooter game. They said it's like I can't remember, something in a cross between Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. I can't remember exactly. So
Okay.
kind of interesting. So you know, it's something that I'll watch and check out and look at some gameplay because it seems kind of interesting. But I don't know. Well, I have to kind of wait and see. But yeah, so
It's interesting.
so okay, back
See,
to this.
these are doors though the Epic doesn't open. Like these are not
Yeah.
things Epic even has in its store. Is Steam has just gone
Yeah.
a little further. I feel they've thought theirs through a little bit more.
So this part says, but most importantly, gamers don't want to use Epic because it's not a good storefront. Its features are inferior to Steam in every single way. Originally launching without basic functions like shopping cart or user reviews. The only way PC players use Epic Game Store now is to log in, get free games. Yep, that's me. Then leave, or maybe buy something that's a timed exclusive. Nope, I don't do that.
Oh.
And then through half the time they wait for Steam. Yep, I do that. It's not good. It's not a good storefront either. Conceptually, offering nothing of real value as a valid alternative to Steam, while also being technically inferior, being a technically inferior product in almost every way. So that's basically exactly what I do, right? I'm just like most people. Log in, get the free game, leave, and then wait for it to come out on Steam. So, but But for me, it's purely a protest thing. I don't, like I said, I play games on Epic. It doesn't bother me to play games on there. Like I don't. Once I'm in the game, I don't really care. I don't
Yeah, you
rarely
don't care.
use any of that other stuff. Um, so it's not that big a deal to me. But uh, I guess I'm in the same boat with most of the people that use Epic. Let's
Yeah, that's
see.
interesting.
5 years of its existence has
5
added
years though.
features at a snail's pace. You know, but the other thing is Epic's, you know, they're way more worried about Fortnite than they are worried about their storefront.
Oh yeah.
So
Fortnite's their bread and butter. That's the one that's making their most money.
it says I think
At least
Borderlands. It says I think Borderlands was for a few months. Godfall was for a year. I've never played Godfall, which
I
clearly
thought
was a great
Godfall.
investment. Alan Wake 2 currently is, but Epic acted as its publisher there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The point is, this has not created some Xbox versus PlayStation come over here for our great exclusive situation. It's just clunkier. But I disagree with that statement. I think it is doing that.
It is exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. I disagree with the statement. It's causing that exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's reliving the console wars all over again. And the console wars, for those who think they may have known, this is like the original Xbox, and this was before 360.
yeah.
I mean, it was heavy at 360 though.
Yeah, and see, it says it is a money pit Sweeney has thrown the equivalent of thousands of jobs into. Given these losses and Epic's recent layoffs, it seems unlikely he's ever going to give up on this. Well, you want to lose money and continue to lose money,
You're gonna,
whatever.
He'll eventually have to get lose. Yeah, it's if they've been doing this for 5 years, half a decade, and they're still losing money. They're gonna have to change a little bit. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, even the console wars went on for years. Like I said, the and Xbox 360, that was the PS3. And in fact, I never owned a PS3 for that reason. I chose Xbox as my console at the time.
See, I had an Xbox 360,
Mhm.
which I did finally sell. I still have a PlayStation 3, and then I have a PlayStation 4. And then I was almost getting the PlayStation 5, but then it was such a pain to get that I just eventually gave up, and then now I just have gotten used to just being back to a PC game. I haven't turned my PlayStation on in ages now, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's yeah, there's no like learn from the history.
And then the funny thing
Epic is causing that.
I would have bought a PlayStation 5 if it had been easily available when it came out.
Yeah, it's
available now, but it's what, 5 years old now? 3
I don't
years
know,
old?
is it like
5?
I want to
can't
say
remember.
it's like 3, at least 3.
Yeah.
At least 3.
But and then that's the thing is I would have bought one, but then it was just so hard to get and all this rigmarole, and then they had different versions and nobody really knew what was going on, and then I just was like, okay, never mind.
November 2020.
Yeah, so 3 years
Yeah, so
ago.
it's 2020. So there is 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I know that they're talking. There's rumors out there about the new, new PS5 that they're getting ready to release. Possibly.
Well, see, that's the weird thing too. Is they never did come down in price like the original one did.
Mm.
So.
No.
And
oh, there's
still not.
They haven't.
The PlayStation 5 Pro hasn't out yet. Didn't they come out with a Slim though?
I was gonna say they usually come out with a Slim first, and that's what's rumored right now. That's maybe another topic for another bird's eye view. But yeah, there's rumors of the Slim coming out. It's definitely smaller. I've seen mock-ups of, it's all rumor. but it's smaller, slimmer, and runs cooler than the current ones. And yeah, they've got new advanced stuff. But yeah, usually the Pro came out, want to say 7 years or something like that after the original. Yeah, they come out with a slim first. But the PS5 has already had adjustments made to it, and it depends on what lot numbers and stuff. I mean, they're different versions. They've changed a ton even in 3 years.
Yeah.
There's probably like 7 different versions out there. Well, and the second one that was released, I'm sorry for those of you who have it. That's all I'll say.
And I'm
You can look
still
at why.
mad because I never got to play Demon Souls remake. I was really sad about that. I mean, like I said, I was going to buy PlayStation 5 if it was available because I really, really, really wanted to go back and play Demon Souls again. I beat it when it came out on PlayStation 3.
PlayStation.
And was it PlayStation 3? Yeah,
I think it was 3.
Yeah. I beat it when it was on there, and it was a fantastic game. I did port it over onto the PC. It was okay. But when it was like, oh, they remastered it and it's on PS5, I was like, okay, I'm getting one when it comes out. And then you just couldn't get them. You had to get on these waiting lists and stuff. And I was like, no, all right, well. So
I don't know how I got so lucky. I got opening. I got it when it was released the day of, and then they reached out to me again and said, hey, here's a. Do you want another? So
Did you ever play Demon Souls?
Not on PlayStation, no. Not on PS5. I shouldn't say that. That's a really dedicated game there too. Like there's a lot to go in on that game.
What's funny is they didn't do that was pre-update stuff, right? So they didn't update the game all the time. And what's the Elden Ring? Like Elden Ring came out, I got it, loved it, and then they start updating it.
That's when they started. Yeah,
that shit pissed me off because they updated it and then changed everything, and then they updated it and changed everything else, and now I was like,
some of it back and changed some of it. Yep.
I just quit playing it. I was like, tell me when you're done updating it, and then I'll go back and play it, and I could just play it because that shit was really irritating. But all right, enough about all that. Now we're just rambling.
Now we're rambling.
Thanks for joining us. Leave a comment. What do you think? Yeah. Do you buy games on Epic, or would you buy games on Epic if they quit doing, exclusive? Are you like me? Are you protesting, or do you just not like it because it sucks? So, leave a like, leave a comment, let us know. Much love, all.
If you remember the console wars, talk about that too if you need to. I'll talk to you later, then, everyone. See ya. Bye bye.